been an artist my whole life, so when I was a kid, my parents just put paints in front of me and I would just be immersed in painting for hours and hours. So that's how it started, and then I just never stopped. And now I'm an adult and still painting. My name's Melissa. I'm a professional muralist. I've been painting murals for over 2 decades, and I love painting big. I'm very passionate about painting large, using large equipment, large tools, and the bigger the better. I just really, really enjoy it. I definitely don't have a balance. My whole life is being an artist. Everything I do is, about being an artist. My next project, my current projects, or I'll just make projects up. So I just enjoy it so much. It does not feel like a job. It's fun. Being a creative person and working on large projects, there's so much problem solving involved. There's so much problem solving, and you have to think of diverse ways of fixing things or making it happen. It might be like you can't reach a spot, so you're duct taping a brush to the end of a broomstick or something, to hit that spot. There's just so many challenges, but that's why I love it, because I get to be in charge of, fixing these issues that I have, and like I said before, if somebody, maybe they didn't like how I painted something, that's totally fine. I always fix it how they want it to be made. I want their vision to be exactly what they want, or actually I want it to be better than what they asked for. So yeah, there's a lot of challenges, but really, I've solved a lot and I've learned so much. I grew up in Huntington Beach. I grew up surfing. I grew up being a junior lifeguard, playing water polo, and it was a huge part of my life. And one of my favorite things to do in the world is swim with dolphins. And I dive underneath the pier, I swim underneath the end of the pier, and I just float. And it's so cool because when you dive down, you can actually hear dolphins. You can hear them from miles away. It's the coolest thing ever. I love dolphins. In the ocean, surfing and being a water person has influenced so much that I've done. If you see my paintings, it's very lively, bright colors. I love painting ocean themes, and you could just see that it's happy. So that's my goal when I do public art. I want to put a happy image in people's minds and have them feel good when they look at that, and like maybe see a smiling fish back at them or something cool like that. We're at Huntington Beach High School in the Historical Theater. This is a mural I did back in 2018, and it's very significant to Huntington Beach because it talks about 100 years of history of Huntington Beach. So this is Duke. He's the guy from Hawaii who brought surfing to Huntington Beach. He's very historically famous here. These are historical Huntington Beach arches. That would be so cool if we brought back. They went over Main Street and PCH right there. What brought people to Huntington Beach back in the day was they found oil. Everybody came in to work and manage this oil that was coming up out of the earth. And this is the famous Golden Bear Theater. Very famous people played here. They did tear it down, which is such a bummer. Everybody wishes it was still there. This is a Boeing rocket, and the significance of this in Huntington Beach was the capsule was actually on the top of this rocket was created in Huntington Beach. It was launched in Florida. So this actually is me painting right here. I definitely used a lot of artistic license on here. Like looking back, I did this so long ago, so looking back at the placement is really interesting to see how I actually blended all these different places in Huntington Beach in such an interesting way that it makes sense. So I would say, and this is probably like every artist ever, the business aspect of owning your business and being a professional artist, I think that's why most artists do it just as a hobby on the side and don't look at it as a career or something that they can do full time. I wouldn't be successful in my business unless I had a mentor and a business manager. And so this person just totally changed my mindset into how to price, how to value yourself, what you're worth, what your art's worth. And that's the only way that you can be a successful artist, is to really have somebody that's helping you out. Or this is in my opinion or my experience. I needed that person to really, even that large mural that I was telling you about, huge mural, I was just staring at it. I didn't even know where to start. It's huge. It was a challenge for me. And I'm so glad that I did it because I'm way better now as an artist for doing that. I'm looking at this huge canvas, and then he comes up to me, he's like, "Melissa, put some paint on the wall." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Yeah, I do." So that was the start of it. So even just somebody kind of like a cheerleader that has your back looking from the outside, because if it's your art, you're very, your mindset is just on, okay, what am I gonna do next? So this is my art studio. Usually I'm outside painting a mural, but I do get a lot of commission work that I'm lucky enough to have this big space in Huntington Beach, and I pretty much can do anything. I do a little sculpting. I paint surfboards. I do canvases. I have hundreds of canvases here. It's crazy. And they're all different sizes too, which is really great. I like having all of my stuff in one spot because it's just so cool to be able to walk out the door, to a job and be already set and prepared. So this is a preliminary painting for a project I did for USA Surfing. So USA Surfing is the company that represents surfing in the Olympics. And 2021 was the first year that surfing was actually in the Olympics. So I tried out for this mural. I ended up getting it, which is great. And then these are the two surfers from San Clemente that represented the United States. And as you can see, they're popping out of the frame, which makes it look almost 3D. So this is what I came up when I tried out first. This is my first design. And you can see the difference. There's a huge difference here because there's no American flag. So I'm glad I thought that, it'd fit back there, which I think that it looks so cool reflecting off of the water. And then they're actually like tucked more inside the frame. And I feel like it's really cool to have things popping out of the frame because it looks like it's coming at you, or it's more dimensional than just kind of being flat. Zach's down at the beach, north side of the pier. This is a recent mural that I just completed. Soon to do more on this building. But right here, so this is where you pick up your food. And one thing that I did was create a metallic frame and put Huntington Beach in there so people can take pictures. We're at Pacific City. This is the Reading Reef. In the future, I'd like to be better. I want to paint bigger. I want my skills to be, I just want to improve myself. I want to, just paint larger. I love painting big, so if, in the future, my goal is to paint bigger buildings, definitely. There are artists that have influenced me. I studied art history, so of course, like the old school artists. It's interesting how they got famous. Like Caravaggio, Renaissance artists like Rembrandt, all these artists, Leonardo da Vinci, of course they're influences. But modern day artists that influence me there's a bunch of artists in Huntington Beach that are surfer artists, and they are just amazing. So they run the Surf Museum. So there's always an exposition down at the Surf Museum, and their art is just out of this world and really cool. I went to Edison High School, and the staff there was just so encouraging towards my art. And basically, my Spanish teacher passed me in Spanish because I painted a mural on her wall. She really wanted a mural. The training room had me paint a mural there. And so even in high school, I was sneaking out of class and helping the cheerleaders paint their big signs to hang up all over the school. So I guess that's where painting big started, and I just love it. It's so different than painting with a tiny brush. I use big brushes, large strokes, and it's actually hard to go back to small painting now. I'm very passionate about being an artist. I feel like it's an expression that I really want to put out into the world. I really enjoy doing it. I enjoy colors. I really enjoy when people tell me they like it and they hire me to do it. But I've just always been very passionate about being an artist.